Hey guys, so we're going to work through the morning routine, sequence of joint movements going from head to toe that you can take on a daily basis. The goal of this, guys, is to make sure that on a daily basis we are expressing the outer limits of our joints' range of motion, make sure that we're keeping the maintenance of the health of those joints. So we're going to walk through the cervical spine, we're going to do scapular motion, we're going to do the shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle, and that should be a good place for you guys to start. Ideal goal is to knock this out probably good anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes in the morning, okay? So starting up at the cervical spine. When we work through our cars, guys, we want to be focusing on isolating the joint that we're moving. So we're going to use a technique called irradiation, which is essentially just creating a contraction throughout the rest of the body so that we can isolate the specific joint we want to move. So in the case of the cervical spine, I'm going to go 2 fists out to the side so I have some good tension through the rest of my body, breath in through the nose, belly tension set, and we're going to slowly start with that chin up, and we're going to flex that chin down as much as we can, trying to stretch the dorsal side of that neck. From here, we're going to scrape right across the right collarbone. As we peek over that right shoulder, we're working into cervical rotation. Once we're fully rotated, we're going to extend by dropping that ear back behind us and starting to draw a nice semicircle on the ceiling with that chin as we poke the chin out in front of us, working as far as we can over to that left shoulder, flexing the chin back to the chest, and we're going to follow that through for another repetition. So full rotation as much as we can get, extending, dropping the head back, big circle, working in that 20 to 30% effort, guys, all the way over to that left shoulder, chin back to chest. And in the case of the morning routine, you're going to want to reverse and do a couple reps in the opposite direction. 2 to 3 reps should be fine for the morning routine. Next, we're going to work down to scapular motion. When we're talking scapular, we're talking shoulder blades, okay? So we want those shoulder blades to be gliding free of that rib cage. We're going to start with 2 fists out to the side, inside of the biceps glued to that side body, and we're going to create a little bit of tension once again through that belly as we start by elevating the shoulder blades up to the ears. From here, we protract by pushing the shoulder blades forward. We depress. We retract and squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're going to scapular glide up, forwards into protraction. And if you get confused here, just remember we're just drawing circles, okay? So retract, slide back, arms stay locked out. We glide up, we protract forwards, we glide down. I'm going to show this from a side angle, and I'm going to reverse the repetition. So in this case, we were working forwards. Now I'm going to reverse and work backwards. So we're here. We can start with elevation. We start by retracting and squeezing the scapula together. We drive the scapula downwards into depression. We protract, push forward, elevate, retract, pinch. Arms stay long, tight to that side body. And we can do that for anywhere from 3 to 5 circles per direction. We're going to step into the glenohumeral joint, which is also known as the shoulder, okay? Same concept, we want to create tension throughout the rest of the body. I'm going to start by actively using my left shoulder, so I'm going to create tension through my right fist. I'm in a nice, comfortable stance, shoulder width apart. I'm going to start by externally rotating my shoulder, so my palm is going to face up. I'm going to start with horizontal adduction across the pec. So bicep sweeping across the pec, maintaining as much external rotation as possible as I come up into shoulder flexion. Once I hit that roadblock in shoulder flexion, I'm going to start to ring and rotate from the bicep as I reach and extend back as far as I can, maxing out internal rotation. We follow that through again, maximum amount of external rotation and adduction, up into a maximum amount of shoulder flexion, keeping tension through the opposite hand as I start to rotate. I'm not letting the torso follow along. I'm just simply moving that shoulder joint. From here, we'll pause and we'll go into reverse. So we'll go shoulder down and back. We're going to keep internal rotation, so my palm is up as I extend backwards behind as much as I can. I'm going to unwind and externally rotate and follow that same motion through across the pec. Coming back into internal rotation, full extension as much as I can get, unwinding into external rotation, and then I will go ahead and repeat on the other side. So 2 to 3 reps forward with that 20 to 30% intensity going through those motions. So here is the hip car. So we want to make sure the shoulders are stacked over the hands. We want a little bit of an extension bias at the spine, so dumping that belly to the floor. From here, we're going to take a breath in to irradiate. We're going to start by lifting left knee off the ground, just 1 inch. We're going to bring that knee into hip flexion towards the elbow. Then we're going to abduct out to the side, expressing as much hip abduction as we can. From here, we're going to rotate and drive into internal rotation as we extend the hip back and up behind us. And we're going to follow that through for however many reps we want to take. As we abduct and rotate, we want to make sure we're not starting to bend elbows through that opposite side. We're keeping that good, firm torso. And we'll reverse for 2 repetitions as well. So we start with the donkey kick, extending backwards, maxing out as much abduction as we can get, and then we work into external rotation, knee to elbow. Extension, abduction, knee to elbow, and we can repeat that for as many repetitions as we need, and also repeat on the opposite side. Next, we'll go down to the knee. So for the knee, big piece that we talk a whole lot about is having rotation at joints. So at the knee, we want to see motion in tibial external and tibial internal rotation. So when you hear me say internal, external throughout this movement, what we're looking for is the motion of that big shaft shin bone to be rotating side to side. So I'm going to take my left arm under my left leg and bring it into the chest. I'm going to bring my right hand over to the knee for just a little bit of feedback so that that knee isn't wagging around as we go. To start, I'm going to move my tibia into internal rotation. I'm going to start by kicking up into knee extension. Once I'm extended at the knee, I want to rotate externally and scrape down. I'm imagining the inside of my foot is a windshield wiper here, and I'm kicking and scraping bugs off the windshield into full extension, rotation, scraping down, kicking up into extension, rotation. Outside of my foot is the windshield wiper as I scrape down. We can smooth this out as well into reps by just following a big circle, kicking up, rotating out, extending down, and following that through, or we can reverse course and go in the opposite direction, rotating internally, squeezing into flexion, externally rotating in flexion, and kicking up. So all good variations there, repeating on both sides. 2 to 3 reps through that. Next, we'll go down to the ankle as well. So we're going to keep that arm under the thigh. We're going to bring the hand over to block the shin this time, and we're going to lock in this grip right here. So then I'm taking the femur and the tibia out of the equation, and I can isolate that ankle. So easy breath in through the nose. We're going to start by flexing the toes up to the shin as much as we possibly can. And we're going to start by working the ankle and big toe towards the belly button as we drive down into plantar flexion. We are going to rotate into ankle supination, flexing as much as we can, ankle pronation, flexing down, plantar flexion, up. We want to go nice and slow. We can do 2 to 5 circles, whatever you see fit, going into that pronation movement, and then we can work out supination, extension down, dorsiflexing up, and we want to draw as big a circle as we can. Feel free to let the toes jump in if necessary here, but remember again, we're focusing on just strictly moving at the ankle joint, and that's where we would like to see this motion coming from, repeating as well on the opposite side.